Hey everyone, it's Julie Muhn. I'm Senior Research Analyst with Finovate. I am here at FinovateEurope 2026, and today I'm joined by Georgia Lewis-Anderson. She's an AI consultant with Lantyn and an AI expert. So Georgia, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you just got off the stage from your keynote here.
I did, yes. It was, I liked that it was billed as out-of-the-box keynote.
It was quite out of the box, and I think it made a lot of us in the audience really kind of think about AI in a different way.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I was like, shall I tailor my talk? And obviously I do for the markets, but I also like to bring something fun and different and make people feel excited about the way to use AI. Yeah.
Well, it's certainly a success. Would you give us an overview just on the main topics of your presentation?
So I opened just with like how fast AI has evolved, because I think we can feel quite overwhelmed, and I compare it to air travel. You know, if air travel had evolved at the same rate as large language models, we'd be able to get from London to New York in 15 seconds. So if you're feeling overwhelmed with AI, it's not a surprise. You know, I've worked in AI since 2016, way before Gen AI, before the ChatGPT moment. And I'm still catching up every day. So I think anyone who says they know everything about AI is lying. So I just wanted to quell and soothe the fears. Then I talk a bit about like how our skills are going to be used differently. You know, I think we're all quite worried AI is going to replace us, but I think actually it's about using our skills in a different way. And I love talking about AI because you can't talk about it without talking about philosophy or sociology. So then I kind of got into the how to implement AI as a cognitive prosthetic to fill in your own blank spots, and the importance of critical thinking, the importance of intellectual humility, which means making your mind up about something and then changing it publicly. It's a whole different way that we do business. And then I hit you with loads of products that I've made. Silly things, useful things, how I use AI to do my talks and tailor it for different audiences using transcripts from the clients. I demonstrated my affirmation generator, which gives me affirmations in my own tone of voice when I get scared before I go on stage. I've got an AI that reads my newsletters for me and summarizes them. And then I just did a tiny touch on agents, because I knew you'd be talking about agents all day, so I just wanted to kind of like set the scene on that. And that was the end. Yeah.
So I loved the part where you talked about AI as like a cognitive prosthetic, so an extension of your brain, essentially. Yeah. And I think that does help calm a lot of people's fears, because a lot of us are worried. I mean, I write a lot for a living, and I think a lot of other people have jobs that could easily, they think, could be outsourced by AI. But you're saying, no, it's in addition to what you already do. Could you go into that a little bit?
Yeah, so I started as a writer too. So I was writing the personality of these AI personal assistants, Cortana at Microsoft, the Google Assistant at Google, and prompt engineering at Meta. So I, come from the creative industry, and I really don't believe that AI should replace writers. I feel very passionate about that. But when you think about, writers don't have the same tools. Like, the people behind the camera, they have like, what's it called, InDesign, and that other one for editing. They have all these amazing things at their disposal, and all we've really had is a glorified typewriter. So actually, if you can use a large language model to help you kind of brainstorm and just do the first version of something in your own tone of voice, like, why would you not? Sometimes I say, if we're having a conversation and you help me think of something, does it mean that you came up with that idea? No, so I think it's about thinking critically, which is what I said is the most important skill to develop in the age of AI, and using AI to enhance your output rather than to replace. Like, we've all read blogs written with like loads of M dashes and stuff. It's just lazy. So it's just about using it in an interesting way.
Very good. Okay, so another one of my favorite pieces of your talk was you talked about prompting tips, which, as you mentioned, you used to be not you used to be an expert. You are an expert in that. You helped develop it before prompting engineer was even a title. Can you tell us about prompting tips that you shared?
So I developed this framework, which is called words as tools. I think we're really in this age of we're using words as keys to unlock the door, and it's really, you just need to get really good at talking to large language models and drive the car. And we've all had like outputs which are just huge swathes of data, which isn't what we're looking for. So the 5 best ingredients for a good prompt are, first of all, context. So the machine is only ever making educated guesses. You want to give it as much context as possible, even down to what kind of mood you're in. Task is exactly what needs to be done. When we were making AI characters, we used to call this the job to be done. You need to really clearly define the job to be done. Constraints, arguably the most important. What do you not want it to do? Maybe you don't want it to mention competitors' names or just use a certain kind of vocabulary. Format, how do you want it delivered? Is it 10 bullet points? Is it, as a 200-word essay? Is it in rap format? And if you feel like you're already getting good outputs and you don't know how to implement that prompting framework into your use, ask AI to help you. Say, I'm trying to do this. Can you break it down into these 5 steps? So, yeah.
Very cool. All right, and finally, you mentioned personal uses of AI and things that you've built. Can you tell us about some of your favorite uses that you've built?
Yeah. Well, my app that my friends compete to see who can have the least screen time, that gets quite heated in the WhatsApp group. My affirmation generator is good. So I've got an affirmation generator where I've uploaded my own voice clone into it and done quite a lot of prompting so it can big myself up in my own tone of voice. And it's based on the idea that, you can give other people advice but you can't always take it yourself. AI image making for visualizations for mood boards and things like that. Vision boards is quite good. I'm just making silly things all the time. Oh, one that I've been looking at is using AI to think about eating around my cycle. So using data about nutrition to think about eating different things at different times of the month because we know how underserved women's healthcare data is. I use an AI to help me do my makeup because I'm not very good at that. So I'd take a picture of my makeup bag and then I'd give a picture of the look and then I get it. I've made this app that kind of breaks it down almost like an IKEA catalogue, paint by numbers. So put it there, put it there. So I'm just trying to teach myself new things really, yeah.
That is so cool. Such creative uses. I love that. All right. Well, Georgia, thank you so much for taking the time. Really appreciate your time today. And yeah, we hope you enjoyed the talk as well.
Thanks for having me.